Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. But before I begin in this reading or into this reading, ladies and gentlemen, let me put my hands together and say a big thank you to all of you for being a part of this journey in this YouTube reading for me. To all my old subscribers, to all my new subscribers, for all your thank yous, for all your gratitude that you have expressed through your words, giving me the courage and that sense of happiness. When I do this readings for you, it is just not for you, it is also for me, guys, because as I see the energies of this twin flame connection for the divine masculine, every time I do this reading, it gives me a profound sense of feeling happy and grateful to my spirit, to my angel, to my guides for being here as I tap into the general energies of the divine masculine of all zodiac signs because it's not an easy job. So every time I do this reading, I'm a little bit stressed out because I don't know what I'm going to see, right? But when I see the energies that come out towards this twin flame connection in this journey, it only makes me happy. It only makes me happy and a feeling of sense of profound obligation towards everybody in this YouTube channel, where I can be a part of your life to contribute to your happiness and success in the forthcoming days and years. Okay, so thank you once again to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, as we channel the energies for the divine masculine in the real time. And let's delve into this reading. Now, over here, guys, again, I haven't taken any time frame, okay? Because, like, I believe that everybody is in a different timeline. So, for some, this energies could have already started to manifest. For some, it is in the process. And, like I said, for some, it's going to happen, okay? So take whatever resonates with you. Now, having said this, guys, the first question I had for my spirit is his wisdom. Okay, because wisdom is everything. Wisdom is what guides us. Wisdom is what gives us the directions towards life, right? That's why we say somebody is very wise. We say somebody is not as wise, right? And the wise part of the story comes from the wisdom, right? So for this person here, the divine masculine, at this time, first thing is the wisdom says all that glitters, which is talking about his sense of belongingness that he had already had an affinity towards, was where everything was very glittery, very shiny, but it was all superficial, right? It was all superficial. There was no sense of belongingness. There was no sense of happiness. Money, wealth, health, everything was on a very superficial level. So was the emotional part of the story with all the richness around him. So now he's looking for something that is beyond the superficial sense of belongingness. What really makes him happy, right? Because, what I believe, if money can buy you happiness, then anybody and everybody could have been a rich person. Excuse me. But when we are talking about being rich, we are not talking about the material part. We are talking about the emotional, the spiritual part of the story, right? Because he has money, he has his wealth, but does he really have his happiness? Does he really have his emotional fulfillment? Is the question here, right? With this, he gets this next card, which is talking about a change in the wind. Look, okay, a change in the wind, where he is probably preparing for something that he knows will be tough for him. He also probably knows that his plans are not yet completed. But at the same time, he is feeling that shift within him. Okay? Because he still doesn't know. He's not certain. Let me put it like that. You know, that he's looking for something beyond and above the superficial, but he's not certain if he can manage to manifest that. But what they are telling him with this card is human experience. Nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain the same. The one thing that is guaranteed is change, is change. So now is the time of transformation as the outer conditions in his life are moving out of sync with his desires and expectations. And life will get more interesting for him as he prepares for the new harvest. Okay, so there could be a little bit of anxiety, anticipation, because he still doesn't know really. You know, if you guys can sync again back together with one another through all the stormy emotions and moods that is there right now. Okay, where over here someone needs a change of heart to bring back the opportunities for mutual growth and a way to understand your heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. But rest assured, whatever he is going through, he knows one thing, let me tell you, that whatever is happening, a lot of goodness will come out of it. So what he's doing is, right now, is he's taking a temporary shelter to remove himself from all the drama in the world, to clear the air where everything will be fresh and new again. Okay, so because see, another thing, guys, what I'm getting is he knows that he has hurt you because he was more keen on his glitter and shine in life. And at that point in time, when he was concentrating on all the shiny objects in his life, little did he realize that he was not happy with that. But he kept continuing with that because that was the only thing he knew at that point. Money, wealth, health, emotions did not matter to him as much, right? Excuse me. So now he wants to change the whole story for you, Divine Feminine. He knows whatever will happen will come good, something good will come out of it. But at this point, you know, the magic is happening, but he doesn't yet know if he can truly manifest it. Like he's a little bit anxious if he can really get you back in the right way. Because what matters to him today, what shines for him today is you. What glitters for him today is you. You are his true shiny part of his life, right? So the heart is a area, you know, where he knows that he has hurt you. He has given you a lot of trouble. So to make things right for him is a little bit of anxiety for him now. He doesn't know if you will trust him. He doesn't know if you will believe what he now has to say to you, because there has been too much of areas of emotional upheaval in this journey, which is clarified by the card of forgiveness here, right? So both of you guys will have to forgive one another. That's point one. Point two is he will have to forgive himself, right? He will have to forgive himself, open his heart towards you, and bring that change in your and his life. But for which there needs to be a lot of forgiveness between the two of you, which, like I said, which he is a little bit worried and stressed about you, Divine Feminine, because he doesn't know if you can do that, really. Because he is kind of a little bit worried about the fact whether he can change your heart, whether you can change your heart, Divine Feminine. Because forgiveness is a part of the story here, right? That both of you guys will have to forgive one another's mistake from the past, heal that present, and move towards the future. But as good as it sounds, in the practical world, really, it's a little bit difficult because he knows that he hasn't shown you emotions in the past. He hasn't given you what you deserve. He knows that all because he was more concentrated on a different part of his life, on all those superficial things that he thought would bring his emotional fulfillment. But that didn't happen. And today he knows that the only person or the only figure who can actually bring back the shine and glitter in his life is you, Divine Feminine. But, like I said, at the same time, he is worried about the fact whether you will be able to trust him back completely and forgive the past to move from there into the future. He's a little, but he believes that it will all happen when it has to happen, right? But he's worried. He's a little bit anxious on that part of the story. Now, I asked for some message from the Mystic Moon, and it says, stuck, material world, divine masculine, and guide. Look, this is exactly where he was stuck with the money part, right? He was stuck with the finances, he was stuck with the glitter, he was stuck with the superficial part of his life, from where he's being guided towards his destination now. He's being, it's like, it's also what I'm getting, guys, is truthfully speaking, at one point in time, this is not the present, right? I'm talking about the past. At one point in time, money was a big part of this man's life because see, he is a male figure, right? And a man is different from a woman's perspective in their thought process because a man is more focused on their material world. A man is more focused on their calculative money part, financial part of the story. Emotions for a man is there, but it is predominantly for him, or was, the material part, right? Emotions did not really matter into the picture, and that's why he was stuck, because he was more focused on the money part, and he didn't want to get his hands dirty, because thing is, he knew that if he leaves that money, whatever he has to leave or give away or distribute while he walks away from that difficult situation towards you, which means that he will have to let go of whatever he has built for a long time in his life. Right? Now, that was the point of the story where he didn't want to get his hands dirty. He wanted to smell like a rose, right? Yet keep everything intact for his own comfort zone. But today, and that's why he could not open his heart, because he was scared that if he opens his heart and he gives you all the emotions that he knows you need or you deserve, which means that he will have to surrender this part of the story and be on his emotional journey, which he couldn't do, which he couldn't do. And today, which is what he's being guided, because he has realized this is all superficial. Really, it's all superficial. It doesn't, money, if money could buy happiness, if money could buy health, if money could buy you your peace in the night, then I would have said, oh yeah, stick to your money, right? But that's not what has happened here. He has realized that the reason he was stuck, he was dilapidated as a person too, was because he was, like I said, he was not willing to give up what he had, because he wanted everything, but he wanted to keep his hands clean. He didn't want to get his hands dirty, right? So that's why he was kind of procrastinating this entire story here towards this connection, because he was in that frame of mind that he cannot surrender what he has been working on for a long time in his life. Okay, now here are the four questions, but before I jump into the four questions, guys, let me talk about this. Reading will be a little bit longer reading, but bear with me, because this reading is important for you as well as for everybody here. Okay, hold on, guys. All right. So this card came out, which is talking about poised, as I was moving the deck. Okay. Now over here, the bottom of the deck over here talks about the yang energy, which is talking about his energy, which is card number 1 in here, which is the masculine principle of movement, creativity, the power to make things happen, and taking actions on the story right now. So his wisdom is guiding him towards this different direction in life, when he is coming out of that place of not being able to think properly, not being able to work himself in the right way towards the story, the never ending story with you, Divine Feminine, right? So he knows it's the time for him to let go of it towards his new life. Look at his wisdom. Okay. Now, the bottom of the oracle deck here says self employment. You are stronger than you know. So, when we talk about self employment, we are not only talking about money here, we are talking about self care, health care, everything. That's self employment. What makes you happy, guys? To bring back what you deserve in your life is the divine masculine's part of the story here that is focused on and he's concentrating on, because he knows that he had been doing wrong things before that needs to be corrected quickly now. The bottom of the Mystic Moon Oracle deck is a new direction, family, inner child, commitment. Look. And the dark night of the soul. He has done his part of the job, guys. That what he had was his inner child issue towards a commitment with his family that kept him bound and stuck with regards to his finances here, right? And this is the new direction in his life that he is walking into and walking out of that old situation towards his own fulfillment, to what really makes him spiritually and emotionally happy now. All right. Let's move into the first part of the reading, and we'll talk about the bottom of the deck in here later. Now, there are 4 questions, guys, I've got in here, which is talking about what does not. This is talking about changes, right? I've decided to do the spread for the changes in the divine masculine in here. So the first change or the first question is what no longer matters to him? And we get the question and the answer here is transformation on the tower. So no longer matters to him. What no longer matters to him is what he had been thinking before, what he had been working with before, what he had been programmed to think before, right? Where he had been programmed to think differently towards his commitment, towards his family issue, towards his, uh, employment, his own self, whatever that story had been for this man. Where now there is a significant life experience that requires changes to be made. So, what no longer matters to him is what he has done before, right? Because there will be powerful and unexpected revelations breaking free of whatever he had been procrastinating and releasing the old belief system from his area. Clarified by the card of third eye chakra. Look, which is what he can clearly see and envision towards his past is what no longer matters to him. He doesn't need that anymore. Okay, now what has been fulfilled? We get the Knight of Swords. So, what has been fulfilled? He has realized that he had no emotional happiness. Okay, and he had been working and thinking without emotions in his life. Without emotions. When he had been decisive, he had been focused, he had been driven, and he had also been defensive because he had no emotions, right? Where he's making this sudden and unexpected changes to review his options very, very carefully. Now, what he needs, really what he needs in back into his life, right? Because if the Knight of Swords, remember, is a very quick energy but very unemotional energy. So it also could be what has been fulfilled is where he has seen things from a different perspective and knows exactly that he didn't have any emotions there. So now wherever he has to go or whatever he has to do has to be done in the right way to cut off people, to cut off things from his life very unemotionally. Unemotionally, it also could be that. Okay. Now with this card, we get new beginnings. Look, we get new beginning. No, sorry, we get the Tower first. Okay, this is again a spiritual disruption here, transformation here. This has been clarified with new beginnings, emotional withdrawal, and firm foundation. Look, what no longer matters to him is the pain that he had been going through emotionally. Where, the new beginning had been stopped, and which is where he's changing his direction to bring back his strength. The firm foundation is also the root chakra, the stability back into his life in the right way. For which, whatever he needs to do, he will have to do now. That is the spiritual epiphany because his third eye chakra has opened up. The next question I had is what is going to carry him forward? And we get the Eight of Wands. Okay? So, where too many things had been going on before, where there had been too much of stress that had been caused by many positive opportunities he had, right? But now, where he now needs to make unexpected events and rapid changes, the ability to multitask himself and travel and move forward towards his own emotional fulfillment. Okay? With this, it is clarified by material and spiritual prosperity, which is where he's looking at is his material and spiritual prosperity that now he needs to balance and bring back together in the right way. This is the energy that Spirit is guiding him towards in order for him to move forward. Now, the last question is the change that he must embrace is the magician energy. So if he believes that magic is going to happen, it will happen. This is the change he must embrace. Okay? Where there is a need for success that will manifest if he believes that he can do it. This is the change, the belief, right? The confidence, the empowerment. That is the belief system that is working through him with regards to this situation, clarified by the Six of Sword energy moving on, where he has to let go of the past and move with confidence into his future story with you, Divine Feminine, because that is what will ultimately bring him back his entire journey in the right way. So he's definitely working hard. That much I can tell you guys. And he's not only working hard, he's also moving in the right direction for himself. Because like I said, he has realized the amount of problems he has created in this journey was not because of anything, but because of his understanding that he cannot move from what his comfort zone had given him for so long, which today he knows was absolutely superficial, and for which he had hurt you. He had hurt you because, like I said, he couldn't move from that money part of the story because the money part of the story was very, very important for him. He was not feeling financially secured, and so he gave up emotions, happiness for his financial security, and that is what he was more focused on in his life, through which all these problems have occurred in this journey here. So what no longer matters is this complete spiritual transformation with his third eye chakra, what he now needs to do for himself. What really matters to him now is the question, right? What is that he really wants for himself and for you and for this connection here? Because, like I said, at one point, and I'm repeating myself, at one point, guys, that he was completely out of sync with you because he did not pay attention to his emotional part of the story. He did not. The word is, he did not is the word, but like I said, he could not because he was in a completely different frame of mind. Totally. Totally. Let's look at what has been fulfilled with the Knight of Swords and the spiritual epiphany here. That what he couldn't do towards his new beginning in life, right? Because he was emotionally tied up to situations and circumstances in his life that prevented him from moving forward and building back his own foundation. You know, like I said, he was feeling very, very insecure with regards to his finances. See, because again, like I said, for a man, the financial part of the story is very important. Unlike a woman who prefers, finances is important for women, definitely 100%, but emotions for the yin energy is more important. Sensitivity, compassion. For women in general, right? That sensitivity, compassion, nurturing, and that's why women are mothers. Women are wives, women are sisters, women are daughters, right? Where universe has created this a female species because universe has made us in that way where we are able to give back to the world, maybe not in monetary terms so much, but emotionally, nurturing situations and life force in general. So this is where the entire story for this difference of opinion has mattered, or difference in species has mattered from a male gender and a female gender point of view, or from the perspective of a man and a woman here. Okay, so this is where he got stuck because he was in complete confusion if he can really give you back everything in the rightful way. Okay, now what will carry him forward? Let's see. The Eight of Wand energy, material and spiritual harvest that he's being guided to look into right now for himself, towards this connection and even for himself. Because today he's coming to the point of his realization that he hadn't been able to balance the two together. Period. And that is why there had been too much of stress from opportunities, positive opportunities. He could not really work with himself in the right way because he could not manifest this balance within himself or in his life as well. The material part of the story was more important than the spiritual. And this twin flame is a complete spiritual journey, which he could not balance, right? So this is where the situation for this man went through a complete upheaval. Where his finances became more important than his spiritual growth or understanding. Because he was looking at the material world. He was not looking at the spiritual world. And this journey is completely spiritual for him, right? Let's look at the change that he must embrace with the Magician and the Six of Swords energy to move forward. Because he has to believe in his confidence, in his willpower, that as soon as he moves, he will not only manifest the magic, he will also manifest his stability. He will manifest his spiritual stability, spiritual harvest, as well as his material prosperity in the 3D. So this is the magic that was coming to him, where he himself is being asked to be the magician or the alchemist in order to manifest this change in his life. The spiritual transformation, let me tell you guys, is a big story. With the third eye chakra, that is talking about him knowing what's coming for him, and what really in the past is no longer going to matter to him, because he's looking forward towards his future course in action. Because today he's asking for your forgiveness for the pain he has caused, Divine Feminine, for the hurt he has caused in your life, right? So he knows it. He knows everything. It's not that he doesn't know about it, but he knows it all. The King of Wands at the bottom. He is the leader. He is taking on the leadership role, and the Magician. This is what he believes he can do, really. This is the change he's embracing in himself, guys. This is the change he's coming to a point of knowing that he has to be the leader and take the lead in this journey. All right. So what no longer matters to him, guys, is whatever has happened in his life before with his emotions. And whatever has happened in his life before with his emotions, he had been holding on to that, not letting you go through that story, not letting you know it's because he was fighting with a five of sword, which is a card of lesson, the defeat energy. He knew he did not have emotions in the place he lived in. He knew that he did not have emotions with people he was connected with in the real world. But he was still fighting that story with you, Divine Feminine, because he was not willing to let you know that he has been defeated in the place that he lived in, for himself as well, right? Where he is coming to the point of understanding the Seven of Wands is bringing him back to the place that he will now have to wake up and fight for what he believes is right for himself without holding on to that defeat energy anymore. Because with the Ten of Cups, guys, it looks to me, will clarify the story here. The Ten of Cups is an energy that he was wanting for himself, right? Which is an energy of happy family, happy situation in the place he lived in the people, with the people he has been interacting with, right? He wanted complete trust, complete happiness, complete fulfillment in the place with his emotions. And that is where his defeat has been. This is a complete spiritual transformation of his understanding what not really anymore doesn't really matter to him now. Let's look at the Ten of Cups. Like, what has happened? What has happened here, right? It's too many cards. With the Ten of Cups, guys, it is an end to me of that old situation in his life that he had been holding on with those he thought would bring him back his love, his security, his money, his health, his wealth, right? Complete emotional fulfillment. The Seven of Wands. This is where he knows that he has to wake up, get up, and fight again for what he believes is right to bring back his stability in this relationship with you now. The Fool at the bottom, yeah. To make a fresh new start in the story. The Four of Wands, because see again, this defeat energy of the Five of Swords, it was completely mental energy. Let's look at the Four of Wands. Because with him, he's coming to the point of understanding that he hadn't taken responsibility towards your happiness, towards even his own happiness, right? Where now he has to be the knight in the shining armor. He has to come forward. He has to offer you the cup of love. He has to give you everything that you deserve, and he knows that. And he knows that. And this is very internal, I'm getting. Very internal, that he's changing the lover's energy. That's your energy with you, right? Towards this connection, because, like I said, this energy had been suffering because he had not realized what he's been doing, A. And B is that he had a lot of ego and pride in him, which created a sense of self-defeat. So what no longer matters to him anymore, guys, is that he has been defeated. It has been fulfilled. He has gone through the entire process of his own fulfillment in understanding of his defeat, in understanding why he has been defeated so badly, with his logical perception of happiness. Because the Five of Swords energy is also an energy where he has been quite rash and harsh with his words and communication with people and with you, Divine Feminine. Because see, again, he was protecting his self-pride. That no longer matters to him anymore. And this is where the Death card is, right? This is an entire transition. That particular chapter has been fulfilled. He has gone through the entire process. in understanding what really matters to him, the two of sword and the death, where he was overanalyzing his defeat energy with you and did not know if he could come forward to tell you the truth and bring back the temperance, bring back the balance and love in the situation with you here. So what no longer matters to him is what he's moving away from whatever earlier he could not do. He could not stand up for himself, right? He could not bring back that stability. He could not take accountability for his own actions because he felt financially very drained and unstable in his life to offer you that cup of love. And that's where his defeat had been, guys, where he had been over analyzing that situation towards your part of the story, which no longer matters to him because, again, we have the Seven of Wands here, right? And this is where the Hangman is in the reverse, where he has gone through as the dark night of the soul. The transition has already happened here. That nothing of that kind now matters to him anymore. And the magician at the bottom, see? Because he believes that he is the alchemist. He can do what he wants to now manifest in his life, but he's just suspended. He's stalling the situation because, let's look at the Hangman energy, because he's moving. He's transitioning out from one phase to the other, right? From moving out of what no longer matters to him to what now really matters to him. Let's look at the Hangman in the reverse. Why is the Hangman in the reverse here? Because this is where he's holding on to his patience too. As he has gained insight and clarity, look, the Five of Swords in the reverse. That, there is a lot of that the Five of Swords in the reverse is a learning lesson that now he has to come forward towards you in a different way. Okay, where there has been or there is a lot of this defeat energy has to go, because you know why? He has learned what this defeat energy, this Five of Swords, has done for this connection here, which now there is a lot of his internal understanding, right? That he has done a lot of things wrong with you, and that no longer matters because he's changing himself completely in a different way to open his heart towards this connection, the Page of Cups, right? To open his heart towards this connection because he has gone through that pain, he's gone through that grief, and that no longer matters to him anymore as he's changing himself to becoming a better human being in regards to his emotions and understanding of this journey with you at this point. Right? This is where the Five of Swords is. This has been fulfilled. He has learned his lesson, guys. So that no longer matters to him because that he has already gone through. Okay, that he has already worked through with himself in the right way to figure out that yes, he does have repentance. There is a lot of repentance in him that he has done this with you. Right? But this is where things have to change. This is where the entire situation, where he had been over analyzing this defeat part of the story within himself, is completely changing through this spiritual transformation and the third eye chakra, where he can clearly see what he had done wrong before. Let's look at the second part, what has been fulfilled. This has been fulfilled, guys. This part of the story has been fulfilled. His understanding more so. Okay, that he had been working, but he had been working without emotions, and that's where his emotional stability had been missing, his financial stability had been missing, because he had been drowned in that sense of sorrow that he could not move because towards a new beginning, because he had not changed his game plan. He had not changed his direction, which is the direction that he's been changing, or he's changing, and that is being fulfilled now towards this awakening. Let's look at the Two of Wands. See, because this is where he was at the crossroad, guys. He wanted to move, he wanted to do everything, but he could not because he was at a crossroad with his own stability part of the story, right? Six of Cups and the Two of Wands. Look, he wanted to give you everything. He wanted to make you happy, but he had this inner child issue. Remember, we talked about this inner child issue? Yeah, this is where the inner child issue has been for him, that prevented him from charging or moving forward. And this is where he got caught with the Knight of Pentacles, right? All this is fulfilled. The inner child issue is completely fulfilled. He has learned his lesson. The Knight of Pentacles. This is where he had been analyzing, thinking, but he could not move forward because he was scared of his money, of his prosperity, of his future, right? So he was kind of analyzing, over-analyzing, thinking, looking at every prospect, every project in his life, yet he was very slow. The Four of Pentacles, he was stuck. Again, with his money part of the story that has been fulfilled. All these are coming to an end because we have the World card here and the High Priestess here, right? This is what he knows. He went completely wrong here. All this part of the story is all over for him now, or is washing away. Let's look at the World card here, because this is where there is a completion of his own understanding. Why he couldn't move forward, why he couldn't get back his stability, why he couldn't bring back his own confidence, his own empowerment. Why? All the answers are within him. The world upon the world. Look, the Seven of Cups and the Fool card. Yeah, this procrastination that he had been doing towards this new beginning in life, guys, right? Because he was not being able to get a hold of his own confidence, is more so to move forward, and he had been having too many options in his life too. He was kind of clouded with regards to this movement, with regards to the end here with the World card. What he can do with his money, with his emotions, with his situations in life, to take that leap of faith. He was having difficulties. He was having difficulties to compromise in this connection with you in regards to this movement forward. All this has been fulfilled because of the spiritual awakening. Let's look at the Nine of Wands. And this is where he had been very, very guarded, but was not giving up. Let me put it like that. Right? He was very guarded, but he was not giving up. He was tired. He was exhausted with all this overthinking, overanalyzing, overplanning, overworking his mind, right? The Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Because now he knows with the Nine of Wands, he has to kill all the pain, surrender all the pain, and take a very practical approach towards this situation in life now. The Four of Wands. Yeah. Towards his finances, towards his love. Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Which earlier he couldn't. Because he didn't get a clarity. So now he knows that if he wants to bring back this Four of Wands in this connection, guys, he will have to be very, very practical and wise with regards to this movement forward. So what no longer matters to him is what he has done before. because now he is ready to move forward towards a very practical approach into the situation with you, Divine Feminine, towards your happiness and towards his happiness in this story. So, what is the change he is embracing? Okay, with the Page of Cups, we are looking at him as a young person at heart, very romantic, right? Very romantically inclined towards this connection, towards a spiritual and material harvest that he wants to now balance between the two of you. So he is being very, very spiritually and materialistically inclined towards this new beginning in love, where his heart is opening up towards this connection in the tangible world with the Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. He's gone through this entire story, guys. He has been doing a lot of shadow work and the Wheel of Fortune because he knows this will be the turning point as he moves. Okay, because we got the Hanged Man again, where there is a part of the story where he is looking at his future as miracles will come together as soon as he can take the right call here, or is taking the right call here. Let's look at the Hanged Man energy here. It's a dark night of the soul. He's growing all the more enlightened as he's walking through the night with regards to his understanding of what he now needs to do. The Five of Cups, because this is the learning lesson. And the Chariot, where he had been very focused earlier on the three dented cups. Because you know why? Okay, this is also what I'm getting, guys, with the Chariot and the Five of Cups. He wanted attention from people, or from those kind of people. He wanted attention, he wanted emotional fulfillment. But that did not happen. And all those other people, whoever it is there in his life, has given him are the three dented cups that made him completely unhappy, emotionally unhappy, left him in a state of misery, right? Because he was very keen that they pay attention to him and understand his emotions, right? Which did not happen. And this is what he knows. He has learned his lesson. Let's look at the Star card here. And this is the lesson that he has to now completely rejuvenate himself the Ten of Pentacles towards his long-term goal, towards his destiny. Because those are the people who have not managed to give him his emotional fulfillment, and he knows that. So now he's looking, because we got the Judgment, this is an awakening, with which he is moving forward towards this long-term goal with the Queen of Pentacles, which is you, because he knows you are the person who can bring back that happiness and love and security for his retirement, for the long-term prospect, for everything that he had been craving for from those three dented cups in here and did not get. So now he wants a complete new beginning in the story with you, Divine Feminine, with which he is moving forward, Queen of Swords and Justice, with which he is moving forward because he knows you are the Queen of Swords, you're the Queen of Pentacles, that you are the Queen of Swords. If he comes to you in any other shape and form, you're going to cut him off. The Five of Pentacles. So this is where the change is occurring for him. Excuse me. With the Ten of Pentacles. Because he had been in that mood, negative talk, negative self-talk, mental depression, right? Feeling like a victim, having all those negative self-talk with no money, no happiness, no fulfillment. And if he comes to you in that shape and form, you're going to cut him off because you believe in the truth, integrity, honesty, and justice. So if he wants to come back to you, he knows he will have to change his whole persona and come back to you in the right way to balance this entire story in the right way. Now let's see, let's look at the change that he's embracing in here for himself. He had a bad experience with the people he lived in before, guys. Because we got the Three of Cups here, see? Again. The Three of Cups here. Not again, I'm so sorry, I thought this came back. No, the Three of Cups, because, yeah, I was talking about the three dented cups here, right? So that's where I was, this is exactly what happened. The three dented cups in here, are from three or more people, doesn't matter. But those are the people who have left him high and dry, where he wanted their attention and wanted them to know how he feels towards them in particular, right? And this is the Hermit, and this is where his discovery has been with the three dented cups. That what he had been paying attention to and had not been paying attention to before. A lot of soul searching, guys, towards his compromise with you, because he has realized that he has done the complete thing, totally wrong in here, where he paid attention to those people in his life who left him, like I said, high and dry, completely. And then we have the Queen of Swords again. Wow. Divine Feminine, you are in your power. The Three of Cups, yeah? And that is what you are telling him, that, hey, listen, you want to come back to me? Come back to me in the right way. Come back to me with all the emotions in the right place. Okay? Not the other emotions that you have drained yourself out of, and then you come back to me and give me the three dented cups. I'm not going to take that. I want the three cups, but I want them full. It's a very simple message from you to him. Very, very simple message, where his plan and directions in life with the Eight of Cups is completely changing. And he knows that if he comes to you with the three dented cups, you're going to turn him back home. Buy him a one-way ticket to the moon, right? Let's look at the Eight of Cups. So therefore, he has to change his entire persona to bring complete fulfillment in the three cups that he now wants to give you and reconcile with you with regards to this romantic part of the story. And this is where his entire persona is going through a complete change. Because you're very clear that you're not going to look at the three dented cups anymore, which is where the Five of Cups in here is. You're very clear about the situation because you want justice from this three dented cups that he had been looking at for a long time. And that is something that you don't want him to repeat again with you, because now you want him to come and heal this connection with the Three of Swords in the right way, that he had done it all wrong before. Let's look at the Five of Cups, because see, he knows that he had made a mistake, right? So now he has to move forward towards you in the right way. Let's look at the Five of Cups. He has to come, the Ace of Wands. He has to come to you in the form of the Divine Masculine in the right way, with that inspired new beginning, that spark, there is a lot, because he feels very sexually attracted towards you, guys. So which is what he has to even prove towards you at this point, which is where the entire transformation is happening as the King of Wands, where he is the leader going to take action on this situation in here. Let's look at the Justice card, because he knows for him to move forward with you, the change this change is very important for him to embrace. Let's put it like that. And that's why, remember, I said he's turning into a magician right there. This is the alchemy that's going on in here. Let's look at the card of justice. Wow, too many cards, guys. Hold on. He has a lot of work to do in the right way now, and he knows that, right? So that is exactly what he is working towards, is now making you feel happy, to bring about a mutual reconciliation in the story in the right way. Let's look at the card of justice. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles, right? This is where he has to generously be the giver. Be the giver. And this is a plan he's making with the Three of Wands, with the Tower and the Three of Sword, that he has done a lot of things wrong. Lot of things wrong. This is a spiritual epiphany, complete awakening, guys, that is changing his course of direction in life towards his future, where he now wants to go forward, move forward in the right way, making plans, charting out his plans, knowledge-based plans, of course, right? Towards this equal reciprocity, being generous towards this connection that's going to bring back justice into your story once again, Divine Feminine. So he is doing a lot of work at this point. You might know about it, you might not know about it, but these are the energies, because he is manifesting his own reality with regards to this give and take. And the King of Cups, look, yeah, from this negative self-talk, the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, where he could not come forward because he was mentally entrapped in that victim mentality, where he thought he had not enough money or willpower or confidence to give you back things in the right way, Divine Feminine. So this is where the alchemy is working, alchemy is happening, and everything is changing for this man in here. The bottom of the deck for this person is the Six of Pentacles and suffering and silence. This is where he was very perturbed, because he felt he did not have, like I keep saying, he felt he did not have enough finances to reciprocate with you, to give you things back in the right way. So he was very perturbed. He was not happy. He was not happy about this. But, at the same point in time, he was feeling very depressed, because he thought that, he ties up everything with you, you will expect things to happen in the right way. And there is a possibility he earlier thought that he could not really fulfill your expectations, right? But that was his wrong thinking, which is being rectified and corrected during this point in time towards the future, where he is coming to the understanding that that is not what you're wanting. You're wanting emotions from him. You're wanting that love from him. Your money is important. Like I always say, money is important for everybody, guys, but not to the extent that he had taken this entire journey and had kind of boxed it in a place with only money involved in the story here. So this is where the connection is going through an entire change with him, where he is changing his belief, where he is changing his understanding, where he is able to look into the future to understand what he now needs to do in order to balance back his spiritual and material harvest with you, in order to bring back that reciprocity to move towards the future prosperity and future direction in life. Enjoy this reading, ladies and gentlemen. Till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, Namaste, and see you once again.